Hi there, back with another video review, and here we have a couple of 1/64th scale McLaren P1 GTRs produced by CM Models. Now I'm not sure about the brand CM Models. I'm not sure how long they have been in the 1/64th scale market. But I noticed, when searching for this brand online, I've noticed that they have produced other models such as Mitsubishi Lancers as well as some Porsches. But anyway, I'm more interested in these McLaren P1 GTR, so that's the reason why I got them. And yeah, just before I start the review of each of these models, just want to do a quick run through of the packaging. So it's got quite a nice artwork on the back. So this one is for the black and red, and then this one is for the yellow green. And I also want to share, so each of these models actually come in this acrylic box, and just want to share how the base looks like. So I just put these models aside for a moment. So as you can see, it's got the McLaren P1 GTR label on the front, and this I do like the texture on the base. I mean, it's obviously plastic, but I think the representation of the carbon fiber details are not bad. Anyway, back to the models in front of us. So without further ado, let's just start the review from the front profile. So I've decided to zoom in just to share, in terms of the finer details, such as the front headlamps. As you can see, these are actually plastic inserts, and they do feature some pretty decent details. I mean, not much to see really, but in terms of the cutting, in terms of the design, I think it's well executed. And as we take a look at the front splitters, these are also nicely detailed. I'm just going to tilt the yellow one first. So just to show, on the front, I think there are actually some labels down there. And I think it says the McLaren P1 GTR. And as you can see, there is actually a red hook on the front. So I think all these, small details are very well captured by CM Model. And well, just to lift up the front hood. So as you can see, on the top, it does feature some nice grille markings up there. Obviously, it's not perforated, and I don't think it's a separate plastic part. I'm guessing it's actually molded along with the metal body, but that's okay. And then, just take a look at the front windshield. So you've actually got some pretty nice details with the windscreen wipers or the windshield wipers. Looks very sharp. And as we take a look at the top of the windshield, so it does also feature the McLaren P1 GTR sticker, which is nicely placed. And then just turning our attentions to the black and red. So on this one, well, I think I just realized, the yellow one doesn't have the McLaren emblem or the logo in the center. So I'm not sure if this is a defect or it's meant to look like this. But just take a look at the details for the black and red. I think in terms of the contrast, this one looks much nicer. And then same thing, so you've got the McLaren P1 GTR label on the front splitters over here, and then you've got the red hook right over there. So this one comes with, well, in terms of the paintwork, it has sort of a matte black finish along with the red stripe. And let's just take a look at the side profile. So I'm going to just focus on the black and red first. So in terms of the details, I think no complaints really. They've got all the body design, the curves done very nicely, and even with all these parts, these are actually I think it's actually sort of a separate part that they have actually sticked onto the body, because it just looks like it's not molded along with the metal body. And well, if you're asking, does it roll? Well, unfortunately, they don't. But if you take a look at the wheels, I think the details are not bad. And the tires are actually made out of rubber. So you've got some nice details on the doors. So these are actually indented inwards, so it's not just a smooth surface. And well, I think I just realized there is a bit of a gap between the between the body frame against the windshield. So that's a bit of a bummer, but just take a look at the top of the roof. There are actually some pretty nice details. And just to cover the other side profile. So not much to see compared to the other side. I mean, it's practically the same. And yeah, in case I missed out, so this model actually features side mirrors, but I don't think these come with any reflective features. I think it's just painted on, but yeah, that's okay with me. And then coming to the back profile, so you've got some pretty nice details with the exhaust. So these are actually popping outwards, so it has sort of a 3D effect to it. And then just taking a look at the tail lamps. So actually, with the real car, the tail lamps actually sit very sleek and very slim on the back of the body, but unfortunately with this CM model, they don't feature any plastic tail lamps to just give that that feel, to make it look like the real car. And as we take a look at the diffusers, I think the details are okay. And then the spoiler, obviously one of the main feature of this model. So details are not bad. And then on the back, so this is how it looks like. Obviously we can't see how the engine bay looks like, but in terms of the engine cover, I think the marking or the indentations are nicely done. And as we come to the top profile, so this is how it looks like on the top profile. So as I've mentioned, in terms of the body design, there are no complaints. And so take a look at the base. So this is how it looks like. So let's just move on to the yellow and green. So this is how it looks like from the side profile. And I think on the yellow green, they do have additional labels, such as right at the back fender over here. Just for comparison, the black and red does not come with any labels on the side over there. And same thing, it doesn't roll, unfortunately, but in terms of the details on the tires, I think it's not bad. And even on the back of the spoiler, they also feature a I'm not sure what label is that. I think it's just a 1 to represent the P1, and then you've got the Pirelli sponsor or the label right over there, and you've got the mobile one over here, and some additional sponsors right at the front. So we've already covered the front profile, so I'm just gonna skip to the other side profile. Oh, my mistake, with the spoiler, actually is the number 51, as with the body 51. And yeah, in case I missed out with the red and with the black and red one, they also feature this rubber antenna, but it feels kind of sturdy, very solid. So gotta take note of that, be careful. So just to cover the black and red again, since I missed out on that earlier. And this is how it looks like from the back. Now I do want to point out that in terms of the back profile, with the as I went through the tail lamps for the black and red one, somehow the details are not the same. As you can see, with the black one, I'm not sure if you can see it clearly, but there is sort of a round round part over there that's like sort of popping out, whereas on the yellow green there is no such feature. So I'm not sure whether this is how the real car itself is meant to look like for all the different liveries. Anyway, here is how the spoiler looks like from the top, and then the engine cover details, pretty nice. So this is how it looks like from the top profile. And then the base. Well, in terms of the pricing, I got each of these for 85 ringgit, which is equivalent to 8.5 times the price of a Hot Wheels here in Malaysia. So they are kind of on the high side, and just overall impression, I think, in terms of the design, in terms of the bodywork, I think CM models have done a pretty decent job. At the price point, 85 ringgit or 8.5 times the price of a Hot Wheels, I would have expected a bit more finesse, much nicer details, sort of like how Tarmac works, or even Kyosho or Tomica usually execute their quality. Yeah, so I'm guessing with this kind of bodywork, I would think that they should cost around 5 or 6 times the price of a Hot Wheels. Just my opinion. And is it worth getting? It's really hard to say, because in terms, as I've mentioned, in terms of the price point, I think that is kind of a sticky issue. But in terms of the availability of the P1 GTR in 1/64th scale, I think only Hot Wheels have done them. I'm not sure if other companies have done them though. So yeah, what's your decision? Well, I guess that's all for now. Thanks for watching.